All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the episode of Connecting with Gez Perez. This is episode number 33. And my name is Sam Lee. For those who haven't met me before, I'm the founder of Canadian Confidence Academy, and I'll be the interviewer interviewing Gez. So, how are you, Gez?
I'm doing fantastic, Sam. Again, you are an amazing human being, and thank you so much for having me on your podcast show. I'm really excited.
No worries. It's an honor to do an interview with you because I had
Thank you.
saw your background looks very interesting what you do. So I want to get to know a bit more, etc. Yep. So tell me what are you doing in the lockdown these days, over the weekend?
Over the weekend, we're part of the hardest restrictions. But what I'm currently doing is just going out for a walk with the kids. Homeschooling has been a big challenge,
Yep.
so putting multiple hats, running a business as well as doing many things. But it's been fun, and you only can do what you can do, and turn that perspective into a positive one. And so it's just fun, getting fresh air, spending more time with family, by the way, which is fantastic. But
Mm.
over the weekend, just eating, exercising, and chilling. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty cool. At least you're getting active with what you do. So that's what matters the most. If you
Absolutely,
yeah,
100%.
just need to find something to do. And yeah, so tell me a little bit about yourself, guest. Like, what do you like to do outside of work? What's your passion? What's your hobbies? And where did you
Yeah.
come from originally?
Okay, so where I came from is my parents are immigrants from the Philippines.
Yep.
My dad's been here since the late 70s.
Yep.
I was born and raised in Philippines,
Mm.
born and raised in Australia,
Yep.
but the culture I inherited is from the Philippines.
Ah.
So yeah, it's been great. My hobbies, I love basketball.
Oh.
It's one of my favorite sports. Yeah, I love basketball. Actually, watching the Boomers are really good. I think they got a good chance to winning a medal, which is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Cool.
Really, I'm a huge fan of basketball.
Really.
Lakers fans, by the way. And hobbies,
Lakers.
I love to work out. Yeah, I love fitness. I think fitness is part of my routine. I just love just working out, sweating it out.
Mm.
But I've got a story that I want to share about that. And then, yes, so my hobbies are, and music. I love music. I love playing my guitar. And that's pretty much it. And my family, just spending time with them. That's good.
Wow, well said. I guess I like basketball as well. Like I've been watching Olympics yesterday, so I watched the Boomers take. They beat who did it first yesterday?
Nigeria.
Yeah, Nigeria. It was a close game, but
Did you watch the game afterwards? America versus
yeah,
France?
yeah. That was very fun, so close. It's like back and forth, but yeah, it was a little bit upsetting because they finally lost after 25 wins in a row. So
Right?
I felt very like shocked. I guess the whole world is like just watching the team being beaten. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So who's your favorite team?
Um. Well, I kind of like the superstars. So I've been going for Lakers as well, where LeBron James is.
Nice.
I've been a
Yeah,
fan of.
yeah.
I've been a fan of Mavericks, Luka Doncic, and
Oh,
yeah,
he's
a
good.
couple of teams. So I'm kind of like a bandwagon. And the last one is Brooklyn. I like Kyrie Irving, and yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty cool.
James
How about you?
Harden,
Yeah, they're like,
Kevin Durant.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, so cool. I like. So do you play basketball yourself as well?
Yeah, I play basketball. I played in reps at the age of 8,
Yep.
and then right through to 15. And then I stopped playing, and then I only recently got back into competitive basketball.
Cool.
So I play in division number 1,
Nice.
and but these guys are all young. I mean, like they can dunk, and they're imports from overseas. So to
Really.
be fortunate, even though I'm a bench player for this team, it's just a wonderful experience to be part of. So no, it's good. It's really fun.
Likewise, maybe sometime we can meet each other out and play some basketball because like it is.
Come on, let's do it.
That's good. I know from Philippines. Like Philippines is a very fan of basketball, so yeah, it'd be good. So where do you play?
Yeah, well, when that's sorry,
Where do you play competitively?
I play at Kevin Betts, so towards at Mount Druitt. That's
Oh,
the
okay.
that's
Oh, I
the
see.
that's the comp that I play.
That's very good.
Yeah,
And what were you trying to say
yeah, it's
before?
been fun. No, I was gonna say for you, like, where do you play at? Maybe
Oh,
we
I
should,
play.
after the restrictions, we play socials.
Yeah, sounds good. Actually, I play at Auburn near Lincoln. So
Oh
like
yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of like a Chinese, like Asian Basketball Association. So yeah,
CBA, is that the Chinese Basketball Association?
yeah, Australia Chinese Basketball Association. Yeah, ACBA.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. But
Nice.
now, like, I haven't been playing for a while now because of lockdown restrictions. So just been shooting around. Can't really do much. Can't really do much because I always like to play scrimmage as well. So, but now you're limited to 2 people for exercise. So
Typical, yeah.
purpose. And I should play 1-on-1. So yeah,
Well, we need to tee up a time, man. We need to tee up a time, definitely.
hopefully, but then we find some common interest.
Yeah, love it.
That's cool. And you mentioned about music. What kind of music do you like?
Oh, I love all kinds of music, particularly guitar, just more like slow jams, just more like just acoustic sound feels, but the classic R&B, a bit of pop as well. So, yeah, funny enough, because it's the Olympics, I actually played in a band, year 2000 in the Olympics. It was just crazy, just reminiscing back in the day. But yeah, it's been crazy. I haven't been playing, with a band for a very long time, but it's something that I like to do in my free time when I
Mm,
can.
that's good. It's good that you have a passion for music. It's very, very fun.
Yeah.
Mm. So, anything else you got to tell me that you're hiding? Anything? Is there anything that you
No, that's pretty much it.
pretty much it, eh? So your hobbies are music,
Yeah. Well,
basketball.
hobbies are music, basketball. My wife, she's a singer, so she sings. We never been playing together, but she used to play. She's a R&B singer back in the day as
Wow,
well. She's into music, so she loves music.
that's very cool.
She's into basketball, so we got really common interests.
Nice.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, yeah.
That's great. Cool. No
So that's
worries.
us. And then m- yeah.
Fantastic. So, so actually, can you tell me a little bit about what you do now as a career? I saw your LinkedIn profile. You're a podcaster, high performance coach, and then a couple of stuff. So tell me a little bit about what you do for work.
Yeah, so what I do for work is I'm a scrum master, working on projects, but my main forte is high performance coaching. That's what I do. I've been doing that for now almost 6 years.
Wow.
I've been a motivational speaker since 18. Yes, since 18,
Nice.
and working with PCYC was
Nice.
more an encouragement just to build my skills. Then I moved into wedding emceeing
Mm.
because I wanted to build my speaking ability. I wanted to build how I can gravitate to the energy of the environment. And that's a skill itself. I never knew how challenging being a wedding MC can be, because you go into the event and it's all about working with the venue management, working with the people, getting the people lively who don't care about you, but the bride and groom. And so, how do you still capture the energy and throughout the whole entire night? So that was a skill that I wanted to build. So I've been doing that since about over 10 years now, and then moving to speaking and then coaching, but never found my purpose until I lost weight. And that's how my journey started in coaching.
Wow, that's really cool. So that's your reason behind you want to do coaching.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's
That's
pretty
the
cool.
reason why.
Nice. And can you tell me a bit about high performance coaching? Like, what does it involve? What do you coach in terms of high performance? Can you elaborate a little bit more on that high performance coach? Because I
Yeah. So yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, how I got into high performance coaching is, or how I started with coaching itself and how I got started is,
Yep.
I was overweight, and during that time, I was in a corporate job as a project manager,
Mm.
handling multiple counts, dealing with high volume of income. We're talking about the millions, working with corporate companies all around the world, different hours of the day. It's a crazy environment, stressed out to the core, and I was tipping about over 100 kilos at the time,
Wow.
and unfulfilled. And I said to myself, you know what? If I hit a certain age, I want to reach this certain amount of money. I reached that certain amount of money, but it didn't give me fulfillment, to give me, meaning. I was just running the rat race.
Yep.
And it was a pivotal point of time when, is that a bad eating habit? My bad eating habit was, no one would find out, but I would eat sausage and egg McMuffin meal with a large coffee every single day. I would eat breakfast at home.
Yep.
Before going to the office, I'll eat again.
Yep.
I'll go to the dinners. And you name it, Oporto's, McDonald's, KFC. I had a bad eating habit, and it built up over time. And one time when I was walking halfway through the station, I almost had a heart attack. And it was at that time, and my ankles were swollen, my heart was pulsating, I couldn't breathe. And then I was stuck there for 5 minutes. And I said, I got to change my life. I have to change my life. And I didn't know what to do. I had no personal development. I had no coach, no mentor at the time. I didn't know what to do. All I said is, I want to make a change. I want to change my life because I don't want to live like this anymore. I may not have kids. I may not get married. I just had so many doubts, so many things in my mind.
Wow.
I came to the office, went back, and I went to the news agents. And you know what? I said, look, I want to find this magazine, Men's Health Magazine, who's got the most six-pack abs, right? And I flipped out the magazines. I bought it, went back home, and I cut this picture. I said, this guy looks hot. All right, I'm going to cut him out. So I put him on the door. I removed his head, replaced my fat head into this six-pack ab man. And I looked at this door. I looked at him every single day, right? And I didn't know it was the power of visualization. All I did is, I did this. And then I said, you know what? I want to invest in a coach. I want to invest in a personal trainer, a nutritional coach. And then that was the major journey. It was so hard because I had to replace habits. And this is where high performance starts to come along. And I didn't know at the time. And so I replaced bad habits from good habits to high performing habits. And then within 16 weeks, I lost 30 kilos.
Wow.
Now, it's not because, 30 kilos. And I turned from flab to ab, but I was like, right now I'm in maintenance mode. So I don't have a six-pack ab, but I'm in maintenance mode. I'm in the COVID weight type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so forth. So I completely changed my life. And then I realized, man, people are starting to come to me. Just how did you do this? How did you do that? And I'm like, what? If I'm able to change my mindset, if I'm able to change my life, man, I'm able to change other people's lives. And that's how I started with the coaching journey. But how it became into high performance is all about energy levels, right? It's all about how do you perform at a higher level when you know that you got some mindset, because in order for you to perform at a high level with high performance, you need to have transformation. Yep. So you need to transform through your mindset, then through your skill set, through taking action, and then performance. And this is how I formulated a formula called the RAW method. So high performance is all about habits. It's all about a system for yourself to elevate to the next level, whether it's your business, whether it's your life, whether it's your relationship, whether it's spiritual life, whether it's you in general, relationships as well. How do you improve that? And that's what high performance is all about.
Well said. I never knew what a high performance coach was, because actually I know someone that was doing the same as you, high performance coaching. So I was very curious about what that is basically. But it's good.
Yeah.
You have the story behind it. Wow, it's very inspiring that you can lose 30 kilos in just 16 weeks. Is it? That's very fun. Well, but congratulations on that. You're looking good now. Far out.
Thank you, Sam. Oh, maintenance mode. You only can see it from here.
That's really cool. Nice. And tell me a bit about your podcast. What do you do for podcasts? I can see you're very professional in terms of setting up your studio for podcasting. You've got a microphone there. You got a headset. You got your good background, good lighting background. So tell me a bit about.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Yeah, so the podcast is called Motivation Without the Hype. And, it's been a burning desire for me to do for a long time. And I just said, you know what, let's do this. But I said, well, I don't even have the equipment. I don't have it, all the resources. So I did my research, I did my homework, and I saved myself $5,000. Man, I've been learning so many, tools and et cetera and systems, man. And the reason why people invest in coaching is because they need a bit of guidance, right? Yeah. But if you're like a go-getter like yourself, Sam, you want to bridge the gap, you want to make things happen. And that's what I did, and this is how the podcast came about is, not only interviewing, whether it's, high performing athletes, entrepreneurs, leaders, but it's all about how can I, really get to understand what they're thinking. If I'm able to tap into their mindset, what they're thinking, how they strategize, and then move it through the skill set to say, okay, how can the listeners can really bridge the gap to say, okay, I'm missing a lot of gaps here. But if I'm able to see or hear of those strategies that they're applying, and I can do it right there and then, then I've done my duty to add value to others to actually speed up the process. While it would take them 20 years to do, can only take them 20 days, 20 weeks, whatever it may be, because it helps them to take action right away. And that's what the purpose of the podcast is all about.
Wow, interesting. Hopefully
Yeah.
when you hopefully when you get to interview me, I'll get to experience it, which is good. I like to be
Oh, I
on.
can't wait for you to get on.
Yes, I appreciate it. So that's great. So so what were you doing before this hustle, as in before you become an entrepreneur? What I'm curious about, what did you do in the corporate role, corporate world before you started this kind of stuff?
I'm I'm glad you asked. So I first started in real estate,
Huh?
and I started that because my dad, ran a real estate business, and so I worked with him. I couldn't last long with him because obviously family it's not a good mix, and I didn't have the mindset for it. So I only lasted for 2 years. I got my real estate license, my strata license, and then I moved on to strata management, property management.
Wow.
That didn't fulfill me at all. And then I moved to marketing, and then I moved to Xbox. So I was a gamer for about 1 year as a gamer.
Yeah.
Um, didn't like it. I mean, like, you play games, but you get bored of it. And even though I was a game tester, it wasn't fun. So I moved from there into sales and marketing. And then from sales marketing, I'm into project management. And then throughout the years, I've built skills. And that's how the raw method came about. It's all about agile adaptability. So whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you are in a career right now, everyone is in a different journey. Everyone's in a different phases of life.
Yeah.
But if you're able to improve every day to find out what I want to, because everyone's imbalance, right? You could be really, really wealthy, but then your relationship sucks.
Yeah.
Or your relationship is fantastic, right? But then your health is on the brink of disaster.
Mm.
So this is where for us is, okay, what are the things, whether it's love, health, wealth, and happiness, or your spiritual life, what are the areas I can do to pivot and move from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3? And that's how you get happiness. Is all about progress. When you're seeing progress in your life, when you're seeing progress in your career, when you see progress in changing and impacting the lives of others, you start to become more fulfilled, more happy. And when you do that, then it's like, man, I'm serving my purpose.
Mm.
And if you do that, then you elevate to the next level. And I love what you do, Sam. I mean, like, you're helping other people find their confidence. You're helping them bridge the gap from being unconfident to confident, to loving life, to having clarity, to having certainty, and then confidence. And that's what you're doing. And that's what I love what you do in the lives of others, is about building confidence and knowing that they can become the better of themselves, which is fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for the compliment. Yeah, I guess it's we're somewhat aligned because we're both one way coaches, and then we're helping people to generate a result for themselves. So it's really about going from A to B, and yeah, it's really cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's
Awesome, man.
good job, man. We have a lot in common. Like I did
Yeah.
before I was doing this coaching, like social confidence coaching. I was in the sales industry as well, been doing it for over 10 years, and you're doing real estate.
Really?
That was what I did before I jumped into this boat. So yeah, that was really cool. So yeah, I guess everyone came from a background of different backgrounds before they joined roles. But then yeah, like similar to you, I did real estate before selling properties, residential, then off the plan, and then now I'm just transitioning to my passion. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's good what you do, Sam. I mean, like, you learn these skill set along the way, and it never gets deterred. It doesn't diminish, because you pick up these skills that, even if you're coaching someone who maybe in the real estate industry don't have confidence, like, yeah, I've been there before, I've gone through this road, but this is what you can do now.
Mm.
And so through that, a lot of people tend to think, oh, my life sucks, and then they let go of all the things that your experience is your
Yep.
greatest teacher.
Yep.
But what you do with that experience is another thing. But
Yep.
if you're able to do that in a positive way that anchors you for success, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, like I guess everyone has a story behind becoming a coach. So yeah, guess tell me a bit about who's your ideal customer, who's your ideal niche person, who do you serve the most? Like, what's your customer avatar? That's
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of
So my customer avatar is corporate professionals. So that's where I am at the moment. Prior to that was, when you do coaching, we got to evolve, right? So I've started as life coach,
Yep.
leadership coach, business coach. But when you find your sweet spot to say, you know what, this is what I'm really good at. So, it's corporate professionals who are either in a career or pivoting into a full-time business. And that's where my thing is. Because a lot of people who are in a solopreneur journey,
Yep.
How do I optimize and really systemize my business? And that's where my sweet spot is. And high performance. If you're an athlete or you're a business owner yourself,
Yep.
what are the areas that you need to speed and fast track? And that's my avatar.
Very well said. I guess when you start off your coaching career, it's really about adapting to changes. So I guess, yeah, I've been through what you want, like you went, like it's really about finding a niche market, honing it down so you can actually, yeah, know who to teach, and yeah, that's how you can get more clients, etc. So which is good.
Absolutely.
So that's
And
great.
it's important, right? Like as a coach, yeah,
Very
it's
important.
important where yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, like I said, you have to be very passionate about what you do, or else if you're not passionate about it, it's very hard to inspire people like to that you're the go-to guy to help them. So I guess look that,
Absolutely. And it's all about yeah, it's all about branding and personal influence. And a lot of people, they work so hard, but they don't have leverage. And so this is where it's important to utilize technology as well as what you're really good at, and then optimize that so you can do a lot more. And if you need to delegate or systemize or automate, then these are the things that you need to think forward, because you want to work smarter rather than harder, but you want to utilize your energy at the right levels to serve your clients. But if you're running your energy on admins and tasks that doesn't give you returning value, then that's why you need to relook and rethink that.
that's very cool, very motivational what you said, and yeah, that's great. So
Yeah.
very interesting. Makes me think. So that's really cool. So, what are your plans for over the future? Like future, do you have any specific goals that you want to target, or what's your future? Like, how do you see yourself in the near future? Like probably a year's time or 10 years time. Well, how do you see yourself?
Yeah. So my goal really is to set up a like an academy, right? And that's just my personal goal.
Yep.
Um, but my ultimate goal really is to help, because my son, he's got really, like, he's only like 6, but he has so much ambitions. And so I want to steer him. My goal is to steer him so he can set up, because it's fun. It's not funny, but it's really important to be a role model, right? And I was surprised by myself. My wife and I were surprised because he says, "Oh, Dad, you know, like I wanna get this." Like he wants to get all these type of things in life. And so that's great. But he goes, "Dad, I know, but I want to build a business first." So that kind of threw me off. Like, whoa, you want to build a business? This is insane. Like I never thought of him thinking that, but it's how he sees in his eyes. And that's why it's important. And that's why it inspired me to say, you know what, I want to build something for the next generation that not only builds a business, but how they can actually become the better themselves, whether it's their career, and just to really unpack their creativity.
Mm.
Because everyone has creativity, everyone has purpose, but if you're able to unpack that, they will do things that can impact the world. And so that's my ultimate goal. So in the next 3 to 5 years, to set up an academy of some sort. I don't know what it is, but that's how I envisage. But in terms of the short-term goals, on my podcast and video podcasts,
Yeah.
and really take it to the next level. And that's my goal.
Very well said. Guess you're a very ambitious person. You are. So I like that, which is cool. So it brings me, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
No worries. So it brings me towards the last question, the second last question. What's the secret to build trust with people? Like, how do you socialize with people? How do you communicate with people effectively? Do you have any secrets on that?
Yeah. So how to effectively, well, that's a really good question, because one of the things that I share to my clients or my workshops or events, seminars, etc., is how I build rapport instantly.
Yeah.
Right? How do I, and it's all about communication, right? And some of us um, have different ways of communicating, because everyone is all wired differently. So there are certain ways, or I call it clue spotting. And clue spotting is a technique where you say certain things and certain questions, and you identify, okay, so what, and this is just general conversation, whether I talk about their family or their occupation, but really engage with them and talk about them. And so many times for us, we love to speak and we love to speak about ourselves. We love to talk about our achievements and accolades. But if you want to build effective, crisp relationships that it's really going to give you that substance,
Yeah.
then it's all about how can I connect with their model. And what I mean about their model is everyone's wired differently. So whether they are into the details, whether they are visionaries, whether they are technical, or whether, and you only find that through their occupation or what their passion is. And so I would ask certain questions and I find, okay, cool. So he's that type of person. So like for me and you just now, Sam,
Yeah.
how I built Rapport is a point of reference. We love basketball. We have certain passions, and you lit up, didn't you? You lit up about talking about basketball.
Yeah.
You talk, and you specifically said, "Oh, we have so much in commonality." So what I did is I amplify your reference, and so we built that bridge of trust.
Yeah.
So when you're able to have that point of reference to people that you don't know yet, then you're able to build instant trust of that connection is because of that reference. And then they say, "Oh man, Sam knows who I am subconsciously." But you know how you level up to, and this is the secret, right? The secret sauce is all about body language. It's about modeling, and you probably heard this in NLP, all these type of strategies. But when you act and move a certain way, I will model that and I'll mirror you.
Yeah.
And in your subconscious mind, oh man, this guy, he's legit. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, I connect with him so powerfully. But I come with intention to add value. And so people will smell you a mile away. Oh man, he's just in it for the money. He's in it for the transaction. But he's not genuine. But if you have the right attention and heart and people sense your authenticity,
Yeah.
you're going to build instant trust right away.
Well said. Good round of applause for that, I guess. I think you mentioned a lot of great tips that I teach as well. So body language is one, mirroring is one, finding common interests. So it's really good. It's really good what you do. Nice job. So
yeah, I mean, like some people tend to do it like it sounds so easy and common, but how many of us don't even do it, right? And it's all about that awareness, like you just said, it's all about practice and doing it.
Yeah, I like what you said, authenticity. It's really about being authentic to yourself, and then how other people can relate to you. So, which is really cool. That's cool. That's great, Gez. So the last question is,
thanks, Sam.
I know we've had a good talk. So how do we find out more about you? What's the website? Are you on social media? Can you let the viewers know today on so they can connect with you?
Yeah, so they can connect with me on www.jezperez.com. There are a lot of cool resources there, whether it's podcasts, whether it's courses. I also got a free resources as well. If you want, I'm actually offering, if you guys want to have a discovery session with me for 45 minutes, completely free, no hidden agenda, just pure value and how I can serve you. Take the opportunity. It's on the website for discovery session, but all the free resources and tools that you need to level up for success is all right there. So on my website, www.jezperez.com. And finally, if you want to access, I have a motivational app as well. It's available on Google Plus. It's available on Google and on Apple App Store. Just type in Gez Perez Thrive, and there's an app for you. It's called a motivational app that can level you with its inspirational content. There's also a questionnaire as well. It's fantastic. So check it out. It's all there available for you.
Wow. Very comprehensive. I like that. So yeah, this draws to a close. So viewers, you know how to connect with Gez Perez. It's very inspirational, and as you can see, it's very motivating in what he does. So yeah, please connect with Gez, and he's a great guy. So yeah, so Gez, I had a great time with you, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you, Sam. I'm super grateful. Thank you so much for having me on your show, and I can't wait for you to be on my show as well.
Likewise, man. Doing each other a favor. Well,
all right.
I'll talk to you later.
You too.
Bye.
Thanks, Sam. Bye.